Okay, for this example, my starting row is P2, and I'm going to write the 12-tone matrix. So step one is to write P0 across the top from left to right. So I'm going to be subtracting 2 from my original row since they're both transpositions of each other. So press pause now and do this on your own. Okay, here's my result. Check, of course, along the way that you have all 12 pitch glasses. Okay, step 2 is to write I0 from the left corner. From top down. And what you're going to do in this case is you're going to create sums of 0 all along the way. Okay. Press pause now and try this out on your own. Okay, here's my result for I0. So check your answer. All right, now finally, I'm going to write all the remaining P rows from left to right. And I recommend that you do this with the easiest addition possible. So next I'll write P1, then I'll write P2 and so on. So I'll just kind of add 1 to write P1, and then I will complete the rest of the matrix. So push pause now and try this out on your own. Okay, now that I've completed the matrix, one thing I usually do to check that I did it correctly is I should see zeros all the way down the main diagonal. But of course, make sure this happens naturally. Don't just write them in there. Of course, it's always possible that you'll make a mistake here, and I did this really fast, so hopefully I didn't make an error, but you may find something. Now, next up, how to read the matrix. You'll see that you're going to read all the P rows from left to right. So P0 is at the top, then P9, and so on. Then from top to bottom, you have the I rows. So the leftmost one is I0, then I3, and so on. Now, be very careful. From right to left is the R rows. But remember that we label the retrograde rows a little bit different. So the first one is actually R0 because it's the retrograde of P0. Then that next one would be R9. In other words, you always label it by the last number. And then RI is from bottom to top, and same idea. That first one is RI0. Then the next one is RI3. In other words, you always label it by the last number.